Hey there, Otaku. Ken-chan back with another episode of Go Mega Otaku Gamer Alpha. And today we're making another trip back to the 1970s. Back to 1977 to be exact. We're going to look at Sears. A system that Sears actually had made. Of course, being in bed with Atari. We're going to take a look at the Sears Telegames Pong Sports 4. Licensed by Atari. Okay, while leaving this plugged in, we can go ahead and take a look at this. It really isn't that much to this. It has these speakers on the front here because the sound actually comes through these speakers on the front here. When you fire this thing up, you start hearing it right away, no matter what your TV is set at. Now, on the back here, we have a space for 4 paddles, and this actually goes up to 4 player. You can have up to 4 players playing on this. But it is a minimum of 2 players. You don't really want to try to do it by yourself unless you're going to use both paddles. I'll do that for the sake of demonstration. Instead of power, we have the battery. What's it say here? Battery eliminator. Alright, eliminate that battery. And of course, right there is where you put the batteries. There's a battery compartment right here. And of course, if we look on the bottom of this here, we see that this was manufactured for Sears and Roebuck and Company by Atari, incorporated in Sunnyvale, California. Okay, and this is serial number 89017S. Replace batteries if play is erratic. Yeah, throw it away and buy a new one. No. So anyway, and that is about it. There's 16 different versions of Pongy type games on here. And as you know, I like Pongy. So we'll take a look at some of these on here. And we'll see what you think. Pretty much like any other Pong system. Except it has more Pong things on it. I mean, they really, you gotta understand that back in these days, they milked the hell out of that Pong stuff with all these different Pong games. Jeez. Of course, as I said, there's room for 4 controllers, 4 paddles. We're gonna go ahead and just work with 2 for right now. The interesting thing about this is, I think whatever game you were on last, when you shut it off, it goes right back to that. And if you have, okay, say you have it turned off, we're going to turn it on, the game freaking starts, like, right away. I mean, there's no waiting. So you got to, like, sit down with your buddy and say, okay, can you work your thing? Yeah, I can work my thing. And then you kind of got to start the game by hitting reset, you know, and doing the thing. And it just keeps on serving up the ball. And I'm doing this again. I'm doing this with 1 hand on each paddle. And it does get faster. That's that one. So, well, let's go ahead and select. Here's like doubles. And I believe if you have 4 players in here, you actually take command of, you can actually separate these to where you have, which makes me wonder if I unplug. Let's find something out here. What happens if I unplug this? It disappears altogether. That's what. So now anyway, we learned that you have to have at least 2 of them plugged in. So if we go to the next one, then we have this weird arrangement where you have Maxi Pong, I think it's called. Where it's like, wow. Then you have hockey. Which this looks about as much like hockey as, but it, you know, it's ample. It does the job. It, you know, it doesn't promise on anything it can't deliver. This thing came out in 1977. I'm not sure about the sales, but I know that Atari had gone to Sears because they couldn't afford to manufacture these Pong games themselves. Sears had them, they wanted $150,000. Nolan Bushnell said no way. So the original Pong machine came out. This was something that came out they started releasing these things like every other day. Basically it was how often these machines were coming out, even from Atari themselves. Okay, so we have like what, Super Hockey, Maxi Hockey, this is Street Tennis, Super Street Tennis, Maxi Street Tennis, Street Hockey. I guess it's Street Hockey because there's your street. It's the alley. I don't know. But then we have Maxi Street Hockey, and we have Team Street Hockey, and then it starts over with Pong. So, it's an ample system. Pretty much this is what it does. What I'm doing right here is what it does. The background colors are kind of cool. It has like this real psychedelic blending of colors here that you didn't really see too much of back in these days. Not sure what kind of CPU. I looked it up. I looked up CPU on Wikipedia for this, and it says discrete, which I don't know what the hell that means, but to me it means that they don't want to talk about it. But and this is what it does, essentially. Of course, at the end of the day, we all know what happened with Pong. It had to be replaced with machines that could do more than just this. This is good, but, what came afterwards became the standard, something where you can swap games in and out of the machine. This game was, it got old really fast. And then Star Wars came out, which brought about Space Invaders, and people, over time moved away from this kind of simple gameplay, this kind of simple game. But it's still a classic. I still love it because it's a beer game. You can sit there, with your beer, and you can play against, someone as you get loaded, and it's not that hard. And this is why I have a collection of these Pong type machines, in addition to the other machines. But yeah, so anyway, it's the Sears Telegames Pong Sports 4, manufactured by Atari in Sunnyvale, California, baby.